that where we are concerned as administrators, it's about learning between teachers and parents. You need to help our teachers and our staff members learn about your children. You know things that we don't see and we don't hear, and they won't always tell us. But you can bring valuable information, not only about their history, but about the current struggles that they're having. You, as an adult, will be able to articulate far more clearly than the children what struggles they may be having, what difficulties they might have, and what needs they might have from us. Similarly, our teachers need to communicate with you. They need to help you learn what it is that our kids are trying to learn as they move through their classes, and what they can provide you to help support your children in that learning process. Every principal chairs a school-based planning team, and I will tell you that we fight vigorously to ensure that there is strong parent support and a strong parent voice on that school-based planning team, because without it, there is no counterbalance to hear the home perspective. I'm honored that tonight my own PTA membership chair and I think incoming PTA president and a member of our school-based planning team, Mrs. Stevens, is with us tonight. And I know, seeing her, that we have many more parents at School 50 who I know couldn't be here, and I'm sure that lots of other schools are in the same boat. I want you to take the message back to your colleagues, back to your peers, the other parents that you fight with and work with in your schools to help your children and to help your school. Know that principals and administrators in this district highly value your input, stand ready to support the work that you do, and want to encourage that continued learning between school and home. Thank you.
Sarah referred earlier to the fact that she wouldn't be anything without her mom, and she'd like to take a moment to express to all of you that same sentiment. Sarah DeLaws.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind, so I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. And I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I could fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings.
As you can see, Sarah has many, many, many talents. And we have tons of students across the Rochester City School District that have many, many, many talents, and you represent the parents that raise them, nurture them, and push them, as Sarah said. Sarah's doing me another favor. She's bringing me a copy of the certificate. Right, Sarah? So that everybody loves Sarah. Sarah's in this building. If you've ever seen Students First, she's the face of Students First. So she comes in on her own, makes it here. It's like she has a couple of jobs. And she does a great job each and every place she goes. So everybody loves her. So when they see her, they want to grab hold of her. I personally want to say thank everyone for being here. We really, as parents, I have two sons. I have three sons, but one is two, so he hasn't made it up the pipeline yet. My two sons are at the school. Well, one is coming from number 23 school and going to the School of the Arts. My other one is a 10th grader at the School of the Arts. And I remember very clearly as a child growing up that without my mother, forget it, going to college and, making my way through even my graduate programs, although my mother for my graduate program was there in spirit, but still constantly hearing her voice pushing me and telling me, I can do it, I can do it. So I try to do that for my children, and we wanted to take an opportunity along with the board to say thank you for doing that for your children. So your certificate reads as follows. Rochester City School District Certificate of Appreciation, presented to the parents of the Rochester City School District, in recognition of valuable contributions and service to the children of Rochester. On this day, June 21st, the year 2007, and it's signed by the President of the Board, Domingo Garcia, and our Interim Superintendent, William Calla. So what we're going to do in terms of you getting your certificates is we're going to have them outside on the table when the program ends so that you can pick them up in alphabetical order. We would love to have each and every one of you come up and hear your name called and have that glory spotlight come down. But unfortunately, time doesn't allow us to do that. What I would like to do right now is, thankfully, we do have a little bit of extra time. So as Dr. Fowler comes up, I hope that in addition to his closing remarks, he would take the opportunity to inform you about the number of outstanding things that the Office of Parent and Community Involvement is doing. Now, Dr. Fowler.
Good evening. I would like to say that it is an honor and a privilege to simply have an opportunity to be a part of this entire process. Parents are the navigators. They are the ones that initially teach the children before children ever see a classroom, before they ever go into the playground. They're being taught certain things by mom or dad or both. It's vitally important for parents to recognize how important they are. They need to know that not only are they the first teachers or educators to their children, but they are the ones who the children first and foremost pattern themselves after, because they do what they see mom do or what they see dad do or grandmother or granddad. And I know today they, to a vast degree, no longer want to say grandma, so they say nanny. But the fact of the matter is, children tend to do what they see the parents do first. And I would like to encourage the parents to set the example for their children. Let them know that they can do it if they put their mind to it. Remember, Maslow talked about the physiological needs or the biological needs, and then he talked about safety and security, and he went on to belonging and love, because everybody wants to be loved. And then he talked about self-esteem or self-regard, and finally self-actualization. These are all of the components that people need to have in order to be successful in life. And if this is indeed going to happen, the parents are going to have to play a prominent role. Parents are pivotal. Their mannerisms, the way in which they deport themselves, the way in which they interact with others will have a lot to do with the way in which their children will grow up and respond and view life as it is. The Department of Parent and Community Involvement is a department that is concerned not only about the outer community, but the inner community, which begins in the home, and then in the schools. And of course, there are those who also have extracurricular activity. But I want to inform those of you who may not be aware and say from a reiteration perspective to those of you who are aware, the Department of Parent and Community Involvement, located at 30 Hart Street in room 119A and also room 120, along with customer service in room 122, has a genuine concern to educate parents. I believe that not only parents, children should be prepared to graduate, but I believe parents should graduate as well. And so we have what is known as a parent university for parents who have not yet graduated. And of course, graduation is a new beginning, not an ending. And there are parents who may or may not have their GEDs. They can take the advantage of that opportunity as well and go on and be all that God will allow you to be. The Department of Parent and Community Involvement engages itself in mediations throughout the district, endeavoring to help bring about resolve between principals and between parents and between children and various peers. But we also work to engage parents so that they will become navigators in order that they will get involved in the mainstream of what takes place in the life of the school, become partners, and engage in the life of their children, and not just simply send the children to school so that they will one day graduate, but rather get deeply involved in the life of your child or children on an elementary level. And don't think that once they enter into the arena of high school that you can now withdraw because they're young adults. That would be a big mistake. In reality, when they reach secondary education, that becomes the most at-risk period of time throughout their entire education as it pertains to elementary and secondary. Ninth grade is a pivotal year for those of you who have done your homework. You know that if children don't pass from the 8th grade to the 9th grade, they feel left behind, and peer pressure begins to mount. And this is when parents need to say to the children, you can do it if you put your mind to it. I'm a firm believer, as I prepare to conclude, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, providing there are no mental deficiencies, God gave it the ability to achieve. If your child falls on his or her face, say to him, get back up and get back in the race. See, I'm out of the era of Dr. King, and he happened to be my hero. And so I would like to simply make it unequivocally clear that we have a fatherhood initiative area in parent and community involvement so that fathers can get involved in the life of their children as well. And then, of course, we have a parent education and training area. Davis Passmore is the one who coordinates the fatherhood initiative, but Kathy Little coordinates the parent education and training, transitioning students from high school to college. But I believe that students need to be transitioned from elementary to middle school and from middle school to high school because it's a different environment. And they need to be preempt, if you will, as to what to expect before they enter into what I call a cultural shock. Then, of course, we have Charmaine Cohens, who happens to be, would you stand, Charmaine, in our audience? She is the coordinator. Thank you. She is the coordinator of the Parent University, and she's a very, very brainy person. And I would say to Charmaine that, that you continue to do what you're doing. And let me simply say that I have a passion for children, and a passion for parents, and a passion for people. And I don't focus so much on what people are doing wrong. I focus on what they can do right. Because anybody can look at anybody and find some fault in them. But I believe in every person there is some good. And in closing, I simply want to remind you of the words of my hero, the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Because it really doesn't matter if a parent is a teacher or a plumber, if a parent is a vocational person or an occupational person, or have some other intellectual profession. The fact of the matter is everybody is somebody. God simply did not make any junk. And one of the things that King said is, and so if it falls your lot to be a street sweeper, go on out and sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures. Sweep streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweep streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived a great street sweeper who swept his job well. Yes, if you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the reel. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. It isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Thank you.
Wow, we are going to take the opportunity to at least read the names of some of the best parents in the Rochester City School District. So when you hear your name, please stand so that we can give you the ovation that you deserve. With us tonight, we have Aileen Greenwood. We have Bess Johnson. Bess is also the calligraphy artist that worked on the certificates, so another thank you. We have Carla Cooper. We have Charles Stockmiser. We have Curtis Jones. We have Danielle Giannini. All right. We have Diane Lloyd. We have Elaine Francesco. We have Elizabeth McGriff. Oh, there she is. We have Gerald Linman. We have Jeanette Marti. Oh, forgive me, that was Janet Marti. And now we have Jeanette Nieves. We have Joel Cummings. We have Julie Plavkin. We have Karen Slatery. That could be Slattery. Slattery. Thank you, Karen. We have Ken Lewis. We have LaQuisha McLeod. We have Lori Bryce. We have Lori Nesbitt. We have Leslie Hunter. We have Loretta Cross. We have M. Angie Butler. We have Maureen Stevens. We have Nancy Sweet. We have Ordell Dickerson. All right. We have Robert Davey. Robert Davey is the proud father of Nathan Davey, who is in the back. He is also a member of Student Leadership Congress. Why don't you stand, Nathan? Roberta Brunell. Rosemary Rivera. Rovinia McCree. Shannon Calhoun. T. Simone Snipes. Sue Rasodi. I hope I pronounced that right. Terry Streeter. Tisha Ortiz. Tyrone Wilmer. Right. Tanya Thompson. Willie Sanders. All right. Zach Eekpot. Zetta Davey. Joyce, forgive me if I mispronounce your last name. Joyce Byrne? Or, I'm having a hard time reading the, thank you. Reverend Marilyn Cunningham. Joanne Sanemi. Forgive me if I mispronounce that. Zenobia Williams. Carol Lee Albert. Lily McClary. Oh, am I getting into non-parents? Is that what I'm doing? Okay. I thought I heard someone more. Carol Robinson. Okay. Amy Mayer. Ronald Lee Jacobs, Sr. Gloria Lawton. Okay. Shirley Jackson. All right. Joe Calhoun and Jasmine Calhoun. Oh, okay. Those were children. All right. All right. Stephen Benenzi, or Benzi. Stephen Benzi. Thank you, Stephen. All right. Faith Snipes. Well, those the children, again, because I did a Snipes. We're almost towards the end. We have Marianne McDad Clay. Midday Clay. Welcome. Mary Williamson. Mary comes all the way from the regional association of the PTSA, so we really thank you for being here today. And we have all the rest are board members. Joyce. Did I miss Joyce? And I'm having a hard time with the last name again, or did I already announce Joyce? Joyce B, number 19 school? Yes, I did Joyce already. Did I miss a parent? Did anyone not sign in today? All right, well, we want you to continue to have some refreshments, and as you exit, oh, I missed Darlene Schuler. Oh, no. Darlene is a parent at Soda, and she is also from the Regional PTA Association. So thank you, Darlene. Maria Otero, welcome. Oh, the famous mom. I missed the one and only Miss DeLaws. Thank you so much. All right, now, don't let the time go by. Valerie Johnson? Oh, she's like, you know my name, and you didn't call it. Valerie Johnson, please stand. Uh-oh, who else did I miss? Oh, Lorraine. Oh, Lord have mercy. These people are on the list. Did we all sign in? That is Lorraine Bestrom. Thank you, Lorraine. Any others? We don't want to miss a soul. Like you said, you are the best of the best. School 58, I heard. No. Hold on, I didn't get the whole name. Nathaniel Graves, thank you so much for being here. Gray? Grand. Nathaniel Gregg, thank you for being here. All right, we don't want to miss a soul. Again, all of you are truly the best of the best, and we are so grateful that you are here and that your children are with the Rochester City School District. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great evening.